We're so glad you came again to visit with us on the Dottie Rambo magazine program. Today, we have a very special program for you. You're going to love it. We're going to Corona, California, to a beautiful location, as you're going to see. And my children are with me today, Donnie and Reba McGuire. They're going to be performing from their Grammy Award album, The Lord's Prayer. I think it's some of the best work that they've ever written together. You're going to enjoy it. Also, we're taking you on location back to Nashville, Tennessee. You seem to enjoy going there with us, so today we're going into Soundstage Studio in Nashville, Tennessee, along with my crew, and we did some great things there. We had lots of fun, worked long hours. Film a young man that you're going to love, Mr. Phil Johnson. He has been our producer, many people, Bill Gaither, just a lot of great albums this man has been involved in and written a lot of beautiful songs. This year won a Dove for his musical, The Day He Wore My Crown. You're going to love listening to this young man tell about Jesus Christ and his songwriting. In 1980, 81, I guess my heart could not have been more thrilled than I was laying in a hospital with pneumonia, feeling a lot better, watching a TV monitor when I saw my young'uns, my children, Reba and Donnie McGuire, as they were walking across the stage in New York City at the Grammys. And they were up for an award, and of course, Mommy was laying there and the nurses standing around me. We were praying that they would receive it because it was a special, special album. It was for the Lord's Prayer. I was praying, the tears was rolling off my face, and I almost had to come out of the bed and holler real good when they said, the Grammy goes to Donnie and Reba McGuire for the Lord's Prayer, and they entertained and presented part of it at the Grammys. And now, blessing you and entertaining you, of course, from the Lord's Prayer, a medley of about 7 to 9 minutes, just pieces of a beautiful work, the Lord's Prayer, with Donnie and Reba McGuire.
Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. My Jesus, your name's a strong, mighty tower. The righteous run in it, and we're saved. Oh, my Jesus, Jesus, we worship you 'cause we love you. Hallowed be thy name.
Lord, it gets so dark, I just can't see the right way.
Lord, my word will be a lamp unto your feet.
But Lord, I get so tired, I just can't keep on traveling.
My joys will be your strength, and you can do all things.
Lord, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, I pray. I'll trust you with my life. It's not my will, but thine.
Give us this day our daily bread. Don't let us go round empty and be tempted to bite into forbidden fruit. Give us this day our daily bread. Daily bread. Give us this day our daily bread.
As I learn how to forgive the ones who have broken my heart, the way I've broken yours. Forgive me as I learn how to forgive and reach on out through the pain and touch with hands of grace. Forgive me.
Satan's like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Lord, let your spirit be a hedge about us. Protect us with your supernatural power. Lead us not into temptation. Keep us from the snare of that wicked one. Lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil for your name's sake. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever.
Take a Kleenex.
Thank you, Mama.
That's incredible.
Love you. Mwah.
And I've been standing over there crying. I can't help it. I won't talk in a minute. When Reba, mine and Buck's only child, was 10 years old, she was given 36 hours to live with spinal meningitis. And 5 doctors walked out of an isolated ward and said she will never live. If she does, she'll be a vegetable. But later on in Dottie Rambo's magazine programs, we're going to have a special day with Reba, and we're going to share a miracle with you that you're not going to believe. And Reba, the Lord really just spared you and gave you back to me and Buck.
You sure did.
So you could share your life with us and with Donnie. Could I share something about you? When Donnie was 10 years old, a lady It's wonderful, though. It's good news. A lady in a pickup truck, right? We're not going to give this all away because it's going to be a day of miracles for you. But when he was 10, a lady in a pickup truck hit him on his bicycle and cut his leg off just beneath the knee. And we've never told that, have we? But it doesn't bother him, really. But the reason I stand off camera and cry when they do the Lord's Prayer is that it's because I know they know their music and they know their music maker. And I look and I see miracles standing here. And for those that are watching the program, I want you to know we're not just entertainers and writers and singers and producers, but we're King's kids and we're miracle people. And we just look up and say, thank you, God, that we just get to have the kids to be on the program. They could be entertaining in the world. They could be writing wonderful secular music because they write some good music. But when they wrote the Lord's Prayer, I knew then that the miracle had really happened in their heart as well as in their bodies. And I love you. Can I tell you again that I love you?
Love
You're
you, Mom.
special.
You're
And
special.
Daddy loves you, too.
I know he does.
It's finally here, the cookbook you've been waiting for. Dottie Rambo's cookbook with recipes from some of your favorite entertainers. Throughout the years, people like Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Jeannie C. Riley, and many, many more have given Dottie the recipes of their favorite dishes. And she has compiled them all into this one dynamite cookbook. You've seen Dottie bake dishes like Swedish tea rolls, Texas cornbread, hot German potato salad, pecan pie, and of course her own delicious Dottie's biscuits on her television program. Now you too can have these recipes for your very own. You won't want to miss this offer. In order to get your own personal copy for any size love gift or donation, write to Dottie Rambo's magazine, P.O. Box A, Santa Ana, California, 92711. That's Dottie Rambo's magazine, P.O. Box A, Santa Ana, California, 92711. Don't delay. Send for your cookbook today.
Wait, Phil, let's make maybe a 2 minor out of that.
Okay.
Okay?
Right after the one.
Yeah. La, la. How would you do that? Hum a little of that. We got caught. Phil and I got caught writing a song. That's the way you put a song together.
That's right.
And I'm with the master of songwriters, really. One of my favorite people in all the world, Mr. Phil Johnson. Great producer, writer, singer, one of the best. And produces a lot of great people. Phil, who are some of the people that you produced around? I know Nashville and different parts of the country.
Well, a real long time ago, the very first group I ever produced was a group called the Rambos. You remember that?
I used to sing with them. I got fired from the group.
Did you? They let you go?
Yeah.
74, that was my first chance, and RCA Studios. They've closed it down since then.
Yeah, we did it.
We helped them, yeah.
We sure did it. You get such great songs, Phil. I can't believe some things you've done. The day he wore my crown, and some of the other tunes that we've helped.
Well,
really
you guys,
record on.
on that very record, you guys Give Them All.
Right.
You were
It's a great
first.
tune.
You were first. I think the Imperials and then Evie cut it. But we cut it first on that record in 74. And the Imperials cut More Than You'll Ever Know, which has been a good song for me.
It's a great song.
And He Didn't Lift Us Up to Let Us Down.
Oh, I've heard more people do that tune.
Yeah, a lot
That
of
is
people
so neat. It really ministers to folks, and I think you know
thanks.
that. It really does. What are you doing these days? What are you writing, Phil?
Well, we get to write a lot. In between records, I'm still working with people like Dallas and Tim Shepard, Andrus Blackwood and Company, and a friend of yours, Lanny Wolf. Still get to work with him.
It's very good.
He and Marita. I'm doing a record right now on Marita, doing a solo record.
Great.
As much as Lanny will let me do. You know.
All right. That's the way these guys are.
Protective.
I think, Phil, some of my fondest memories of your first days of producing was when you and
Be careful,
our daughter Reba
Right.
used to go in, and of course Reba and Buck love you so very much, but I've seen you, Reba, work until you were so tired
Oh,
and
man, I can
hadn't
remember.
eaten, and do some of the neatest things I've seen. I think I've seen you work in the studio has been with Reba.
Yeah, she was really a source of inspiration for me because she really was supportive of some of those ideas, and you were too. I mean, we were both really young then, you and I.
Oh, yes,
And,
yes. We still are, darling.
oh,
We're
yeah.
looking good, you know.
But that support really meant a lot to me. We had a lot to learn, or I did, and having your support and telling me I wasn't totally wrong all the time really helped. And we made some good records.
Yes, we did. Many albums, you know.
We did 9. Did you know that?
Is that how many we did?
9 records.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, being in the studio kind of brings back a lot of memories because we spend a lot of happy hours here. We've written some things together here. You know, Phil, what I'd love for you to do before we talk a little more?
Okay.
Why don't you just sort of give us a little teaser of some of your really neat songs? Just how do you feel that you want to do them?
Maybe give them all.
Yeah, that's fine.
Are you tired of chasing pretty rainbows? And are you tired of spinning round and round? Wrap up all the shattered dreams of your life, and at the feet of Jesus lay them down.
I love it.
Give them all,
Give them all.
give them all,
Give them all.
give them all to Jesus. Shattered dreams, wounded hearts, broken toys.
Woo, what a line. I love that.
Give them all,
Give them all.
give them all to Jesus. 'Cause he will turn your sorrow into joy. And then there's He Didn't Lift Us Up to Let Us Down.
Oh, yeah. That's my
Didn't
song.
bring us this far to leave us. He didn't teach us to swim to let us drown. He didn't build his home in us to move away. He didn't lift us up to let us down. He didn't lift us up to let us down.
You have to make me cry on that one. What a line. The one about he didn't teach us to swim to let us drown.
I remember when I wrote that, that's the first song that I had to actually get up from the piano and leave after I wrote a line, because it was really a moment of God dealing with me and
Yeah.
sending me some things that I needed to hear.
Phil, when did you know God had given you the gift? You know, I know when it happened to me. You just have to know. When were you aware?
I really knew in the 7th grade. I'm glad you brought this up, because I didn't start writing then. But I could feel as early as the 7th grade that God had a plan for me. And even though it later led, and I knew it would lead to songwriting, I didn't feel like I had to start writing then. And I almost pushed it off as long as I could, and almost made my music take other routes before I would let it take the direction that God really intended, and that was to write instead of arranging and instead of just producing. But I feel like that He's given me the chance, thanks to people like you and Dallas and the Imperials, to produce and sort of balance the writing. It's sometimes hard to produce Dottie Rambo and then go home and try to find something to say, but it's so challenging too that it's more rewarding, I guess, when it's finally done.
But you know, Phil, don't you think that you've got to have that gift, though, from God, you know, inborn in you? Of course, you got to work at it. But don't you think that even when we're just like maybe in the 1st grade of school, we are aware we have that gift?
Yeah, I've talked to several people, and it's a hard thing to explain because it sounds very egotistical at points.
Right.
But I think ministers in other aspects of the ministry, just evangelists or, you know, people that have been chosen to maybe just be Sunday school directors or something, they're just as much gifted in their own right. And that we're just sometimes put in a harder position because a lot of people would like to do what we do.
Yeah.
And I'm reminded of that constantly because I don't want to ever take it for granted. I'm very thankful, as I know you are, that it is a gift from God, just like all the ministries. And it takes work, And that's sometimes the misconception. They think that in 15, 20 minutes that you, because you are gifted and because God deals with you, that you should have a song in 10 or 15 minutes. And I've seen you with dictionaries and thesauruses and 13 different Bibles trying to figure out exactly what God wants you to say. And that's...
We have to birth that baby, don't we? And that's what they are, children. When were you converted, Phil, and you started exercising the gift? How old were you?
I actually became a Christian at the age of 12 and gave my life to Christ then and started playing and singing in church and pretty much stayed in church all my life.
That's great.
Thanks to God-fearing parents. I'm very fortunate.
You are blessed. I bet
That's
your
right.
parents, they're some of the finest. Phil, you know, maybe a couple, 3 years ago, you and I did a little tune together that wonderful singer, Danny Gaither,
Oh,
recorded.
thanks for just being
Yeah, why don't we do it just a
Okay,
little bit
let's
of it,
see,
okay?
Thanks for just being you. Thanks for giving the way that you do. And thanks for the love light that keeps shining through. Thanks so much for just being you.
Just tag it. I gotta hear that last line again.
Thanks for the love light that keeps shining through. Thanks so much for just being you. I remember coming out to your house that day when I wanted to write something to other Christians so we could tell them that we appreciated their fellowship. That was fun to write.
That was a
fun day.
great day at the ranch, Nashville,
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Buck kept walking in and out, wondering when we were going to get through.
Yeah.
Aren't you guys through yet?
Oh, you never really get through. It's like painting a picture.
Right.
You want to add a little something here, take something away.
He's ready to print it.
Yes, ready to put it in sheet music and
Right.
on tape, and you know, making records. All these producers and people like you and like Buck that are business people, they want to see the finished product.
Right,
But sometimes
immediately.
it's hard to birth.
Right.
Phil Johnson, I want to say thanks for just being you. I hope that you know how much I love you and appreciate you
Oh,
as
thanks.
a wonderful example of a Christian man and a great gifted person, a very close friend, I'd like to think, and a
That's right.
brother,
You.
wonderful family. There's a song that has been good to you because you were good to the people to give it away when the Lord gave it to you. And it's the title of your new musical this year that won you the Dove Award.
All right.
And it's called The Day He Wore My Crown. And it's an incredible tune. It's probably, it's among my very favorites of everything you've done. And I know it's special to you.
Yeah, it really is. It took 3 years to write. I know a lot of people, like we said earlier, think that it comes really fast or overnight or in 15 minutes, but it took 3 years. And you may not remember, but the final episode of those 3 years you finished for me, there was a line in the bridge. I could not figure out what I wanted to say. I knew that there was something special that needed to be said there.
That was at the ranch also.
Right? And it just seemed like immediately when I said, I want to say, he could have called, who could he have called at that moment to rescue him if he had wanted to? And I had thought for years of everything to say, and just right off the top of your head, you said, he could have called his Holy Father.
Yeah,
and
I
I said,
remember
thank you
that.
very much, that fits perfectly. And it did.
Well, you are a neat person, Phil Johnson, and
Right,
I could
okay.
sit really all day, and we'll do this.
We have.
Yeah, we have many
Right.
times all day. And just listen to you sing and talk, and you're a fun guy and a very, very relaxed person in the studio to work with, and I love you and your family. Renee's such a neat,
She is.
beautiful lady, and Justin, and your new baby is
Shy
Shy.
Renee.
Let's do something for Shy.
All right.
One of my favorite tunes, Mr. Phil Johnson from Nashville, Tennessee. One of my favorite people, The Day He Wore My Crown.
The city was Jerusalem. The time was long ago. The people called him Jesus.
The crime was the love he showed, and I'm the one to blame. I caused all the pain. He gave himself the day he wore my crown. He brought me love that only he could give. I brought him cause to cry. And though he taught me how to live, I only taught him how to die. And I'm the one to blame. I caused all that pain. He gave himself the day he wore my crown. He could have called his holy father, said, "Take me away, take me away," and he could have said, "I'm not guilty, and I'm not gonna stay, I'm not gonna pay." But he walked right through the gate, then on up the hill. And as he fell beneath the weight, he cried, "Father, not my will, and I'm that one to blame." I caused all the pain. He gave himself the day he wore my crown.
Wow. That is heavy.
Thank you very much.
Bill Johnson, I love you very much.
I love you, Dottie.
Very much.
Thanks.
Thank you for making Dottie Rambo magazine a special, special program today.
My pleasure.
Love to see you again.
I'll
We
come
will
out
be
there.
Would you come out again?
I'd love to.
Okay. You are an incredible young man. And I just want to say that I pray that God will give you many new tunes, that he will give you new inspirations. After all, you know, that's what it takes to keep us
That means a lot.
sensitive people still
Right.
going. God bless you, Phil.
God bless you, Dottie.